Welcome. I'm really glad you could join me for this video on beginning a meditation practice. My name's Garry Appel, and I'm a yoga teacher in the Denver area. I've also taught meditation. I've also been meditating for many years, many decades actually. I first meditated more than 50 years ago now, and I haven't maintained a consistent practice that whole half century. But I've been pretty consistent for the last couple of decades. So what we're going to talk about in this video are basically three different things. One, I'll just give you a brief introduction to meditation, just talking a little bit about in background about what it is and what it does. Then we'll talk about setting up for meditation. What do you do to get it set up to ensure that you'll have as good a chance as possible of a comfortable and useful meditation session. And then we'll talk about some specific techniques to use for your own meditation. Ultimately, what I would like you to come away with from this video is the ability to settle into a daily meditation practice. That's where you'll see the real benefits of it. Let's dive right in. First, the question that many people already know the answer to is, why in the world should I meditate? Why should I make time in my day from all the other things that demand my attention to meditate? The answer is that there are lots and lots of studies, scientific studies, that have proven over and over again the numerous physical and psychological benefits of a regular meditation practice. The studies show that meditation reduces stress, it clearly improves memory, it promotes an overall sense of well-being, and it also expands one's attentiveness to both the self and also to the world around you. So I don't think there's really much room for dispute that establishing a daily meditation practice is a beneficial thing for we human beings. Let's talk now about, as part of our introduction, what meditation is not, because there are a number of misconceptions about meditation. The biggest misconception is that meditation is about emptying your mind and pushing all the thoughts and the feelings and the sensations out so that you can rest in emptiness. But that's not what meditation is. The thoughts, the feelings, and the sensations all continue to arise, but the way we react to them, the way we relate to those things, once we establish a consistent meditation practice, changes. And you'll see what I mean as we work our way through these materials. Meditation isn't something you do, another misconception. It's not an activity like going out for a walk. Instead, meditation is the opposite of that. It's the hard word to say. It's the cessation of activity. It's the letting go. It's the surrendering to just being. So it's letting go of the need to do anything, and instead just to take the time to be and to experience both the self and the world around you. And in short order, we'll begin to practice that, and also move in later to some techniques that will assist you in doing it. What meditation is a specific practice that helps focus the mind. What we're doing in meditation is simply training the brain to observe thoughts, feelings, and sensations that arise within the brain and the body that's connected to the brain, but to observe them with a sense of detachment, almost in the third person. The consequence of that is, as you become proficient in meditating, you'll stop identifying stress, anxiety, suffering, emotions like anger as part of you, and you'll begin to recognize that all those things, along with everything else that exists in the world, are simply transient conditions that come and go. And when that happens, when you get to the place where you recognize that everything that exists in the world, everything you're feeling, everything you're sensing, all of your thoughts, come and go, that they're transient and ever-changing. What arises instead is an inner calm and a peacefulness. And those conditions then begin to predominate. And the other things tend to fall away. In this introduction, the last thing I want to do is address an issue that comes up frequently when I'm teaching meditation to people. Inevitably, someone will say, you know, Garry, I would love to meditate and I've tried it before, but I just can't because my mind is too active. It's always jumping from thing to thing and I'm always thinking about things and I can never relax. And so I've tried meditating and I just can't do it. Well, the answer to that is pretty simple. That is why we meditate. It's not an excuse not to meditate. All our minds are that way. Your mind, as special and unique as you are, is not special in that way. Because all our minds jump from thing to thing. And that's one of the reasons that we meditate, is so we can begin to notice that occurring, accept it, and once that happens, then the anxiety that arises, the stress that arises over the brain jumping from thought to thought, or feeling to feeling, or emotion to emotion, will all begin to dissolve. So, that's the end of our brief introduction. Tune in for part 2 as we talk about how to set up for, how to get ready for meditation.